One thing that I love about Hong Kong is that it is so beautiful and there's so many cinematic ways to showcase this city. I was 15-year-old back then when I first was interested in this industry, and I realized that I didn't have much confidence back then. At my age, I was still struggling with finding my own identity. It's a thing where we're all teenagers, we get to have this insecurities about what's coming up, the future, who do we want to become. I remember like my first casting, I went with my mom, and it was a bit surreal because I was so young as well. But my first modeling experience I will always remember. Once I had booked a job, it was for a runway show, a wedding show actually in Monaco. And I remember coming out of backstage and be like, oh my god, I need to walk as fast as I can to be as soon as possible back in the backstage, because it's quite daunting when you're young as well to find that presence on stage. The way personally I grew up, I never really shared that much about me. I tend to like internalize a lot of things, and I used creativity and modeling as an outlet to express myself, not by necessarily using words, but more conveying emotions or finding other ways to share how I was feeling. I really love the aspect that you can become anyone. You can become everyone and anyone in a way whenever you have a shoot. Whether it's a photo shoot or video shoot, it's really about using some acting skills as well in choosing the variety of characters that you want to be showcasing. And I found it really interesting to use posing for that, because you can showcase so many different versions of yourself. I think for me it's mostly about feeling good about myself. So there's little things that I would do, and I know that I'm not the one to be really pushing like, you know, wear a lot of makeup or buy a lot of expensive clothes, not at all, but it's about finding the little things that make you feel better, even if it's just to put on a lipstick sometimes. I settled in Hong Kong 11 years ago more for like the modeling career to start with, and because I fell in love with this city, because it's a beautiful place to live. But one thing as well in terms of HKeye Model Camp, and one of the reasons why I started it as well is like I had started to have doubts myself about my modeling career at some point, because it's an industry where sometimes, I mean not just sometimes, often, all the time, you are being told eventually that your career is gonna end. I was getting too old for this industry. I should start thinking about doing something else. That, you know, you hear a lot of like negative things about your age, about your weight, about, you know, your measurements that are changing. I'm 31 now, but I'm still working nowadays. The lowest confidence point was at the time where I was being told that I was already too old, too fat, at a time where I was 23, just like starting to live life, you know. And a size small, so it was really ridiculous. But because these people has this idea of what models should be, I find it really good to have a safe and secure environment to be able to first open up when it comes to the speech, but also in terms of not having people judging you, because it is a safe space where you can share and everyone is going through that as well. In the camp, one thing that I love doing in the curriculum of the masterclass is that I'm exposing other models who are successful in the world and who are coming from a wide range of ethnicities, who have like different colors, different skin colors, who are different sizes as well, from plus size to being petite and even walking on the runway, to models that are on wheelchairs or who have disabilities. I honestly believe there is room for absolutely everyone, and that's the beauty of this industry as well, to have people coming from different different backgrounds, industries as well, why not? Because models don't necessarily need to just come from a modeling background as well, and just representing diversity in general. And the more you love yourself, the less you'll be affected by other people telling you something different or something negative about you, because you'll know that you're worth enough. You know your value as well to not be affected by these negative comments. And that's easy to say, and that's something that is to be built up, but to look forward to who you will become and work on that. And appreciate as well sometimes looking back at where you were and notice that evolution. that's a good way to put things into perspective and continue going forward.